not going to lie, I used to, before I would go on a date, I would slam like 3 or 4 shots and then shove on the date. And I'm like, did you think that was, and then I'd be upset that it didn't, like, it's not even like I did something bad on the date or anything, but it's just like, it would never work out. And I'm like, it was never going to work out from the start that you showed up like basically drunk. Like,
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Vulnerable. I am your host, Chelsea Vaughn, and today we have a very fun episode with a very fun girl, all about alcohol. I don't know if you guys know Halley Kate. She is a TikToker, and she's a co-host of a podcast called Hot Girl Talks, and you probably have seen her content come across your For You page. She's got a shit ton of followers on TikTok. And a lot of her content is like centered around New York, like going out, like she's early 20s, loves to go out, loves to drink and party. So it's very much relatable content in that way. So I figured she would be the perfect guest to come on and talk about alcohol and drinking. But I also thought it was just so interesting, the discourse around dry January this year. Because I feel like, I don't know, I've never done dry January before this attempt, I should say. But I just found it so like interesting, the comment sections about dry January and about like, are you an alcoholic if you can't like just go 30 days without drinking, or like you need a dry month just to like prove that you're healthy? Like, I don't know. There was just so much conversation around it. And this is my first time dabbling in the dry arts, dabbling in the dry January trend. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about alcohol. And for everyone who follows me, if you don't follow me, you def should immediately. But for everyone that follows me, I posted like a couple months ago that I just like don't care to drink anymore. And I got so many responses from like a lot of people that are just sober curious or like have decided to stop drinking, about like things you can do instead. But it's just like living in a big city and everything being revolved around drinking. Maybe that's just me and my circle, but I feel like a lot of people related to it for sure. So yeah, that's why I decided to pick alcohol as the topic today. Halley was great. And of course, we ended the episode with some dating questions in my advice segment. But it's a really good chat, so I hope you guys love it. And here's Halley. Halley.
hi.
Hi, welcome to Vulnerable.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming into the studio. I'm so excited for our episode today. So first, I like to start off with my pop culture moment. I've just recently named this segment, What's Going Vaughn?
Oh, that is too good.
The puns are out of control on this podcast. So what's going Vaughn today? This is like a little bit old, but I still wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
Paris Hilton is a new mom.
Oh, wait. Why have I not kept up with that? Like, I knew she was pregnant, but I like didn't know she gave birth.
No, she's not. She had a surrogate.
Oh, she was not even pregnant?
She was never pregnant.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Wait, stop. Okay, why can I like envision her pregnant in my brain right now? Okay, I'm so dumb. Whatever.
No, so she posted it like a pic. She didn't really tell anyone, I guess, not publicly, that this was like happening in the background. But she just like came out and hard launched.
I saw
the picture of like the little baby holding her thumb.
It's the classic like Kylie Jenner's done it. Everybody like the like holding the hand. Yeah.
So freaking cute. Oh my gosh.
Wait, isn't her husband her husband, right? He was on Hannah Montana, wasn't he?
What?
I'm like pretty sure. I could be so wrong about this.
His name's Carter.
Wait, yeah, I think he was like on an episode of Hannah Montana. I could be random.
That's very random.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about him. But
his name is Carter Rum, I think, and he's an author, an entrepreneur, and a venture capitalist.
Wait, he's probably not on Hannah Montana, and I'm literally an idiot.
I mean, he could have just had a random cameo on Hannah Montana.
Why do I feel like he did?
That's so funny.
Anyway,
yeah, him and Paris got married like in 2021.
Okay.
But she's 42.
She looks amazing.
I know. I was talking to Harry about this last week, but it's like she literally looks still 25. But she said that she like started IVF during COVID, and she was like just stocking her eggs up.
Oh.
Like right after she met her now husband, She was like, okay, let me get started. But I'm like, because I just froze my eggs, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
And like when you freeze your eggs, the first part of the process is the same as the first part of IVF. Like it's the same exact thing.
Okay.
So I'm like, you kind of still have to like doing IVF at age, I guess she was like 38.
Uh-huh.
That's still like pretty late.
Yeah, isn't it? Like,
yeah. So I wonder if she had like frozen eggs before, like way before.
Is IVF what you do to have like a surrogate?
Yeah. So when you like first do the first part of like IVF or freezing your eggs, you do the egg egg retrieval.
Yes. Yeah.
So like shoot up all the hormones, they take the eggs out, put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then if you have someone else, they can make an embryo out of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then you can freeze the embryos.
I've heard of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like a direct, like that's a for sure thing pretty much. Like you just transfer the embryo and like usually that works.
Okay.
But like sometimes when you freeze eggs, if they're not good quality, like you could freeze 30 eggs and then like unfreeze them and like none of them will be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
So like, but I feel like she's probably been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah.
She probably, and she's like obviously Paris Hilton, like she probably froze her eggs like forever ago.
Yeah, no facts.
But I'm really happy for her.
Congrats, Paris. Like, that's incredible.
I love Paris. And she was, I don't know if it was like the year before, but she was like she was engaged to somebody else.
Wait, maybe that's the guy who was on Hannah Montana. Okay, that might be what I was thinking. I swear to God he was.
I need to look this up afterwards. But yeah, she was engaged to a guy.
Okay.
And she like posted about it. She was so happy, like got my happy ending. Like he proposed on like top of a mountain. I'm a big Paris Hilton fan, guys. And then they broke up.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the guy that was in. Did you watch her documentary?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's really good. You should watch it. But I think that was the guy that was in her documentary. And then like they were clearly not like great for each other.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about surrogacy? Like, would you ever do a surrogate?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I would, I think. But also, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I would just want to be pregnant. Not even because I don't want to deal with that, but I just think the outfits would slay. And I just think I'd get so much good attention of everyone being like, oh, let me hold the door for you. Like, I just think that'd be fun. So I would like be pregnant for that reason.
I feel like I'm going to be one of those people that like has a terrible pregnancy. This is bad. Like, I shouldn't be putting this out into the world, but like, I just feel like I'd be one of those people that's like nauseous for like the first 5 months and then the next 5 is like bedridden.
Yeah. I think that about the actual like labor part. Like I think I would slay the pregnancy part. I think I would have like one of those terrible stories that's like 70 hours of labor and then I had to do like a C-section at the end of it. I just know that would happen to me, so I don't want to do the giving birth part.
Yeah. I mean, now that my eggs are literally in the freezer, like I kind of feel like it'd just be nice to just pop them into somebody else.
It'd be, oh my gosh, so it'd be so easy. It's like really expensive though. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the first part of the egg freezing, I didn't have to pay for.
Oh, okay. That's so good. Oh my God.
But a surrogate, yeah, you'd have to pay. But I think when I was younger, I thought that surrogates were like, I guess when you're younger, money seems like so large.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, oh my God, they're like unaffordable, like a ridiculous amounts of money. But I think if you look into it, I guess depending on who you get, whatever, like they're like $30K.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's not that bad. Like people spend like $5K on a Chanel bag.
No, exactly. I don't think that's honestly like if you need to do it or you just want to, that's not that bad. I thought it was like 50, but maybe I'm thinking like I feel like the only surrogacy I'm like familiar with is Kim Kardashian, and she probably paid like
150.
Yeah, like I'm sure, but like also I'm like, what if they just run away to a different country with your baby, like inside of them? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you could do about that. That's what I kind of think. So I feel like you gotta like find a good one.
You'd have to get someone you trust, for sure. I actually read somewhere too that, I don't know if this is scientifically proven. I don't know where I read it. It was probably TikTok. But they say that you can have some of the qualities of the surrogate will transfer to the baby.
Really?
Just because of like sharing fluid and like a body.
I do see that, like, because it's like they're developing inside of that person, so like that makes sense.
Which is like kind of like, that would kind of turn me off to like,
that's a little creepy.
Yeah, I don't want
like a random person just like, even
if it's your like embryo, that can still happen, which is weird.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how to transition from an embryo to alcohol, so we're just gonna go for it.
Literally, that's like a complete 180.
I wanted to talk about alcohol because I think like the whole conversation around dry January I found so interesting.
Yeah.
Did you do dry January?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't like to like restrict. I feel like, because like I like to go out and that's how I honestly am social. Because like obviously I don't work a normal like 9 to 5 job. So I don't really interact with people during the weekday for the most part, unless I'm like recording a podcast or whatever. So going out is like the one time I get to be social. And I feel like if I took dry January away, honestly, that's what all my friends do is like go out and drink. So I feel like I would have nothing really to do. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I kind of want to run it back for a second because I don't think like a lot of people listening to this podcast are going to know, maybe not know you, just because like I usually have a lot of Bachelor people on. So like, can we get a brief like Halley origin story? Like, how did you get into this field? What is it that you do?
So I moved to New York City when I was 18 years old to go to LAM College, which is a fashion business school. I was living in New York for 2 years, just working in the fashion industry, interning for a celebrity stylist, doing things like I worked at Rockefeller Center Free People.
I worked at, what do you call it? Herald Square, Michael Kors, when I first moved here.
Yeah, so like, and then when the pandemic hit in 2020, March, I was a sophomore in college, so all of my friends, because the city was just like not a place to be during the pandemic, they all moved home, and I did too, because I didn't really have anything else to do. I had no money because I got laid off of working at Free People, and my apartment, I was not going to be quarantined in a 1,000 square foot apartment. Or not, no, that was such an exaggeration. No. It was maybe like 400. It was a 1-bedroom flex wall that I shared with my roommate. And so then during the pandemic, I had no friends, nothing, because none of my friends moved back home. So I literally just was like, I'll post on TikTok. What do I have to lose? Even though I thought everyone prior to that, I was like, everyone who posts on TikTok's a loser. And then it's so funny that obviously it's my full-time job now. And then, I just started making thrifting and fashion content. It started to do decently well. And then I don't even really honestly know how it transitioned into what I do now, which is just like lifestyle stories, sharing like, and I do talk a lot about going out and drinking. And I honestly just like openly share my life while I still do some like fashion content.
Yeah.
Where
are you from?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people moved back home to Virginia.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to.
No. Yeah, no. No.
And how old are you right now?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little baby. Okay, and also just brag about yourself for a second. How many followers do you have on TikTok?
I have 900K, a little over that. I just hit 900K the other day.
Insane.
So crazy. Like, I cannot believe, because I grew up in the YouTube era where I was like watching all these people.
Yeah.
And like I would see them hit 1 million like subscribers on YouTube, and I would think, oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing ever. And I never like could have ever imagined myself being close to that number. So the fact I'm less than 100,000 followers away from 1 million is like the most insane thing to me. It's literally like unbelievable.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank
I saw
you
hit 900K the other day.
Yeah.
I can't get past my 31K. I literally can't.
TikTok's like a hard place. Like it is.
I mean, I don't know. I like admire your vulnerability.
Thank you.
On TikTok, because guys, you need to go find her TikTok, please, because she holds nothing back.
No. Literally anything is said there.
Okay, but I did see one of your TikToks recently where you're talking about, like, you were talking about alcohol. I can't remember what you said, but you were like, this is probably gonna like offend some people or whatever, but you're like,
oh, I know what I said.
Yeah.
I don't like to, I'm a very social drinker. Like if I'm just being so for real, and people are probably not gonna agree with this, but like if I go out to like meet guys and just like be social in that setting, and it's like, honestly, I see going out as like almost like a dating kind of thing, because I really want to meet somebody organically. I don't really love dating apps and stuff like that. So it's like, honestly, I go out to like dive bars where it's a lot of just like talking and there's just people standing around, and that's where I drink. So I was like, if a guy isn't around, like is not in the vicinity of whatever, I'm not drinking. Like I don't enjoy drinking on a like, girls' night or anything like that.
Yes, that's what you said. You're like, I only want to drink if like there's guys.
Yeah.
I think that's a real thing to say.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't know how much hate you got in the comments, but
no, actually a lot of people agreed.
Like agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone just wants to say it out loud.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't drink if it was, because like I'm not gonna say I wouldn't, but I just don't really enjoy drinking if it's not a very social setting, like in a bar. Like I would never sit on my couch and like watch a movie and drink a glass of wine. I'm like, I'd rather just not drink and like be sober. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like when I first moved here, I moved here when I was 22. Like I was going out, like whatever. I get what you're saying about the like socially. And now it's more like I don't really drink that much when I go out. Yeah. So like I will have a glass of wine on my couch, like just because I actually genuinely enjoy the taste of wine. Yeah, if you enjoy that,
go off. I just don't. Like I hate the taste of like wine. Like if I'm gonna drink wine, it's like barefoot Moscato.
No, like, that's why you hate the taste.
No, that's like honestly the only one I think tastes good. It's just straight juice and sugar, and like you will throw up after drinking it.
No. I think it's an acquired taste. It's definitely like grown on me over the few years. Yeah. But okay, so you were saying that you don't really want to drink unless you go out. But like how much, like, you know, when you go to the doctor and they're like, how many how many drinks do you have per week?
Yeah, no, they literally, I'm getting chin liposuction. And the doctor literally asked me, he's like, so how much do you drink? Because you can't drink before you get like lipo. Even though I'm not getting a lot, obviously, so it's not that big.
Wait, you said you're getting chin lipo?
Chin lipo. Like, and like he asked me how much I drink because you will bruise and stuff if you drink before the surgery.
Right.
So he was like, well, how much do you drink a week? He literally just asked me that. And I was like, well, I only drink 3 days a week. And he's like, that's 3 out of 7. Like you like drink kind of a lot. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then I don't know how much I drink like per night. It really just depends, but I only drink tequila. That's the only thing I will drink. Oh. And I do just straight shots. Like I will drink like a tequila soda with a splash of pineapple. That's my go-to, like if I'm gonna sip on a drink. But yeah, I don't know how much I drink in a night. It just depends.
I feel like I thought that I really wasn't drinking that much until like you go to the doctor and they're like, how many drinks do you have per week? And then they're like, well, that's over what's healthy. I'm like, well, it wasn't that many. Like I said, I had 1 to 2, maybe like 4 nights. This is like when I like, okay, that sounds bad.
No, it's so fine.
That sounds bad when you say it like that, but it's like, we go out a lot for our jobs. So like, I'll go to a social event. I'll go to an influencer event. I'll go to like a party, whatever. Yeah. And like over the course of this 4-hour thing, like I'll have a glass of wine and a margarita.
Yeah.
And then like, let's say I did that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Like,
yeah.
I think like being in New York also kind of exacerbates it.
100%. It's such the culture here. Like, and it is like, for especially like going to events and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always an open bar and they're always drinking. And then you almost feel like a pressure to like everyone else around you has a drink and you're like, okay, like I'll have one too.
I know. Lately I've been feeling like there's no reason, kind of like what you just said. Like there's literally no reason for me to like go to a dinner and like, what's the point of having one drink?
No, yeah, that's what I think.
And I don't know. Now I've kind of been like, I don't know if it was turning 30 or what, but like my body is now like, fuck you with the alcohol. Like I can't even have like a drink or two without being hungover.
No, yeah. I just have an extremely high tolerance. I don't even get, well, actually my hangovers recently have not been the type of hangover that it's like you feel sick. It's been the type of hangover where I literally feel like my brain doesn't work the next day. Like I'm like, I feel like an idiot. It's like brain fog where it's like literally if you were like, what's 2 + 2? I would sit there and be, I can't even rack my brain to come up with it. I'm like, I feel like an idiot. And I don't know, but I don't really get like a hangover like sick. But like all of my friends are over 25 and they're like, just wait till you turn 25. It changes you. The hangover will be so bad.
No, it is. Like, I feel like I went through like this wave. Like when I got to 25, like they're right. It was like brutal. Like hangovers till like it would hit 6 p.m. on the dot. And then like that's when I would be cured. Like it would take until 6 p.m. and then I would be fine the next day. And then like around 27, 28, like I don't know what happened. I got back. Like I started drinking more expensive alcohol.
Okay.
Or like choosing better. Like, okay, if I'm going to do tequila, I'm going to do tequila all night.
Yeah.
And not switching around, whatever. So
that's
then
so important.
Then I was okay. But then once I got to like 29, 30, now it's like, no. Yeah. I feel like I don't even get tipsy anymore.
Really?
Like it takes a lot for me to get tipsy. And then I'm like, okay, well, now what is the point? Because I'm going to be hungover.
No, I so get that. I have the highest tolerance. And people are like, you're so pick me when you say that. I'm like, I would pay all of the money in the world to have a low tolerance because you could have one drink and like sit there and sip on it and like have a good time. It's like I literally need to drink like 3 drinks to feel tipsy. Yeah. And it's so frustrating.
Maybe because we're tall.
Yeah, that might play into it for sure.
It takes a while for that
just like
to get up here
all the way down, like literally.
Yeah, no. Now my hangovers are just like I don't get sick like throw up hangover, hungover. I get like pounding headache.
Do your hangovers start right in the morning or does it like is it like the onset hangover that like kicks in like later in the day?
They start when I'm still out drinking.
Oh.
No, they dead ass start when I'm out now. That's why I literally, it's not fun to drink anymore. Like.
Oh my God.
No, like. That's awful. Yeah, literally, like I'll get to the 2 drinks and I'm like, am I going to be tipsy or I'm going to start feeling hungover? I start getting a headache and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my God. No, that's awful.
Bad. Yeah. So like listen to your friends, wait till you get to 25, but wait till you get to 30, girl.
Okay. Not excited for that.
No. But the reason I like wanted to talk about this topic was because I posted on my story. This is like after one of the nights I went out, had 2 drinks and felt hungover the same night.
Okay.
So I got home and I was like, posted on my story. I was like, I don't like drinking anymore. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what to do now that I don't want to drink. Yeah. Because like, not even just New York, just in a big city at all, it's like, I feel like it sounds bad to be like, well, now what am I going to do with myself because I can't drink alcohol? But it's like, you guys don't understand, like, how much of everything here is centered around drinking.
That's what I literally feel the exact same way, where it's not even like I'm like, I love drinking so much. It's just like, that's the only thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, especially on a Friday or Saturday night, I just, like, what else are people doing? I guess you have to find friends maybe that don't drink or like, and then you can do other things, but I don't have any of those. So I don't know what to do.
But I also, like, it's not like my friends are assholes. Like, I know they wouldn't judge me if I was just
absolutely
to, like,
not.
get a mocktail at dinner instead of a drink, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a weird transition right now for me. Like, it feels really weird.
I totally get that. I feel the same way. And I just, like, also was, like, having a self-realization moment where I've been going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday for, like, so long. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself, going on a bender every single weekend? There's no point. Like, you can just go out one day a week and it's still fine. Like, give yourself the time. I have such severe FOMO that I get FOMO over things that haven't even happened. Like, I'm like, if I stay in on a Thursday or Friday night, I'm like, oh my God, I would have had such a good night tonight. And I'm just like gonna be so bored sitting on my couch. And that's what I almost forced myself to go out just to avoid the FOMO of that, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense. Yeah. No, I don't care anymore. I used to be like, oh my God, I am missing. No.
I need to get like that.
I'll literally sit at home on Friday night watching Love Island and have the best time by myself.
No, that's so valid.
Yeah. Okay, but like, let's talk about dating though. Because when I go on dates, like, I don't really love to go on a dinner date for a first date.
Absolutely not.
It's awkward. It's weird. Like, I don't even know you like that yet.
Yeah.
Like, especially with drinks, like, it feels more cash. Like, you could just pop in, have a drink or two. Like, maybe you don't like them, leave after an hour.
100%. I feel the same way. I think dinner is such a commitment because it's so uncomfortable. Like, if they're awful, there is no way you can just get up
in the middle,
unless, like, they'd have to do something so awful. It's like, if you're just having a drink and you're really not feeling it, you could just be like, hey, I gotta go. I have an early morning. And it's not like a rude kind of thing. And then you can just text them later and be like, hey, sorry, don't see you again. Like,
right. So, like, what are we supposed to do as far as dating if we're not drinking?
That's what I was I was literally like thinking, I was like, what if I do the 75-day hard, which is where you don't drink for, like, if you guys don't know, it's like you don't drink, you work out twice a day, whatever. And I was like, I could do that. But then I was like, I think I would have to make the exception if I was going on a date. Like, I think I would have to just go on a drinks date. And it's not even to like, oh, I need to go get drunk or anything. Right. It's just that, like, it's the easiest, most casual, like, non-awkward way to go on a date, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I wonder if part of it is, like, anxiety.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the alcohol definitely helps. Like, I definitely will have a drink before I go on a date, and then I will show up and then drink another drink. So then I have, like, 2 drinks in me, and then I'm like, I feel a little bit better about it.
Right. And I, like, am not judging you, like, same.
Yeah.
But, like, then part of me is like, are we alcoholics? Like, do we need alcohol to go on a date? Like,
no,
why?
Honestly, I don't think that's like an alcoholic type of thing. I think that's just like, it just helps a little bit. I used to be real. I'm not going to lie. I used to, before I would go on a date, I would slam like 3 or 4 shots and then show up on the date. And I'm like, did you think that was, and then I'd be upset that it didn't, like, it's not even like I did something bad on the date or anything, but it's just like, it would never work out. And I'm like, it was never going to work out from the start that you showed up, like, basically drunk. Like, to be fair, for me, 3 shots is not that much because I have such a high tolerance. But regardless, it's like, that was not, you were not setting yourself up for success there. And I think I think I kind of wanted it to fail, honestly. And that was like a defense mechanism. I don't even know. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know. People go on, like, walks and stuff for first dates. I did
that once. It was not a good day. But no, we had cocktails. It was like during COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I think that, and this, like, brings me back to dry January because I feel like there was, like, a lot of conversation around, like some people, like, get it. They'll be like, okay, I want to do dry January just to, like, I don't know, challenge myself or, like, see if I can do it or because it's trendy, whatever reason you want to do for health. But then other people would be like, if you need to stop yourself from drinking for 30 days, then you're an alcoholic. I'm like,
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be that extreme.
No.
This was the first year that I did dry January.
Okay.
I failed.
Oh, okay. I would too.
I made it 2 full weeks.
Okay.
But it wasn't because, like, I got halfway through. Like, I'm halfway through. I'm on a date at dinner at a nice Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why I really want a glass of red wine with my pasta.
Yeah.
And then to myself, I'm like, why am I depriving myself of a glass of red wine for no reason?
No,
like,
yeah.
even pregnant bitches can drink a glass of red wine.
Yeah, literally.
Like, why am I doing this? So then I was like, okay, this makes no sense why I'm depriving myself, whatever. And then ended up like the next weekend, like going out for a couple of beers. And like, so like I also spontaneously booked a trip to Miami, and then I was like, well, I can't be sober. So
Oh my gosh.
ended up at the strip club. So I was like,
Oh no, the strip club sober's a no.
not gonna be sober here. But like I do feel like the second half of the month I still was drinking less.
Yeah.
But like it got to the point where I was just like, I feel like I'm restricting myself for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just don't have any desire to do it, and I don't feel like I'm doing like drinking in an unhealthy way where it's like I'm not. I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like I feel like I'm always in control and everything like that. So I'm like, why would I not?
Yeah.
If that's something I want to do.
That was the thing too, because it wasn't like I got to the middle of the month and I was like, okay, this is the first time I've ever gone 14 days without alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
I really need to take a break from it. Like, I don't need to take a break from it.
No,
I
yeah.
was just doing it for shits and giggles. And
Yeah.
like, my friends were doing it too. So I was like, let me just see if I can do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, this is dumb.
No, yeah. For me, it's just the social thing. Like,
Yeah.
I would do dry every month if that's not how my social life was like centered around.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like pressured to do it though?
No, like no. If I don't want to drink, like I won't. Like, and even if like sometimes I'll be, like if we're out at dinner and all my friends are drinking and I just don't want to drink, my friends sometimes will like put pressure on me. Like, come on,
like
come
get
on.
bottomless mimosa.
I'll literally just be like, no, I'm not drinking. Like, I will stick to it, and I don't
Yeah.
care like the judgment of other people or anything like that.
Yeah. I feel like no one else, like there's no outside forces like pressuring me. I feel like it's just me being like, okay, well, like I could have one. Then I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
You're just going home at 9 p.m. Like, I don't need to have a drink.
No,
I don't
yeah.
need to be like hungover and ruining the rest
Yeah.
of my day. Like, whatever.
No, 100%.
Yeah. When I asked my followers, like, what am I supposed to do without drinking?
Uh-huh.
A lot of people were like, edibles, microdose. And like, I was like, okay, do I need to replace one drug with another drug?
Yeah, really. I'm so not into like anything like that.
Me either.
That's the only like substance besides like caffeine that I like do. Like, I don't
Yeah.
smoke, I don't do anything like that. So I would just not like do anything to replace it.
Yeah, I personally hate weed.
Yeah, same.
And edibles, yeah, I've only done once, but literally hated, like the worst night. So bad. That was my ex-boyfriend's fault. He gave me like a half of a brownie. It was supposed to be a half, or it was supposed to be a quarter, but like he didn't, the measurements were whatever.
Okay.
It was way more than it was supposed to.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a larger societal problem where it's like, why do we all have to be on some sort of a drug at all
yeah,
times?
literally.
That is an issue. How do you feel about mocktails? Like, I got very much into mocktails in those first 2 weeks because I was like, okay, they're offered on menus, but I usually like used to think, okay, I'm not going to pay, especially in New York, I'm not going to pay $12
Yeah.
for a mocktail when a cocktail is $14.
Yeah. I'm not like a drink, like I don't drink anything besides I drink so much water in a day, and then I'll have like 2 coffees, and I don't drink anything else besides that. I just am not, I don't really like a juice or anything. So like I wouldn't normally order a mocktail. However, I think if I was not drinking, I think it's so easy to order a mocktail and then nobody's sitting there pressuring you and you don't have to have the questions like, where's your drink? I think it's a great option if you're just deciding to not drink that night or you're sober or whatever the option is.
Yeah, this was the first time that I was like, okay, let me actually try mocktails,
Yeah.
and discovered that most mocktails are really gross.
Really?
Yeah, they don't
Okay.
do it like it's an art. Like, you have to replace the flavors of the alcohol with something correct.
Okay.
And a lot of people just throw juice in a glass with ice.
Yeah.
So like I'm like you, I don't like juice, I don't drink soda, like I literally just drink water. And margaritas. But but yeah, no, mocktails, a lot of mocktails in the city are trash. And
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. I had a couple of good ones. But it's just like they don't like put the time and effort into it. Like, they don't really care that much.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, why? Sometimes a mocktail will be like $12 and a drink is like $16, and it's like, why
Yeah.
is there only a $4 difference? And
Yeah.
there's literally alcohol in one and the other. It's
I
literally
know.
juice in a glass.
I
most of the
wasted
time.
a lot of money on mocktails in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did see this one new, it's like a pop-up or like a bar. I think it's called Zero Proof. Do you see that?
Yes, that it's like a bar for like if you're sober, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's no drinks or alcohol there. I mean,
Right. So it's like she specifically made this bar for people that still want to go out, feel social
Yeah.
in New York and not drink. So it's like they do have like mocktails.
That's honestly so smart because I think if you still want that like social aspect of going to a bar, which is honestly what I go to bars for.
Right.
I think that's so smart because you can meet other people who also are not interested in drinking or anything like
Right.
that either. I think that's a great idea.
I know. I reached out to her and she like invited me to come in. So I kind of want to come because
Yeah.
she extended the pop-up. I think it was just like for January.
okay.
But I think she extended it. So I'm like, I kind of want to come in because like that's pretty cool. And I think like once you're in there with everybody else, like vibes are high. Like it's like a dark like music popping kind of like I think it would still feel like you have like a cocktail in your hand, mocktail in your hand. Like I think it would still feel
And I think that's
fun.
great because then you can like have because when you're like sober and you go out around everyone else that's drunk, that is one of the most obnoxious things in my
horrible.
opinion because everyone's like slurring their words and whatever and you're not on that vibe and you're like, everyone around me is so annoying.
Yeah.
You understand how annoying drunk people are and like it's just not a fun environment because you obviously when you're drunk you're not aware to those type of like things going on, but when
Right.
you're sober, like it's so not fun. So I think that gives the perfect way to go out and be able to like enjoy people around you and not be annoyed by them.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I forgot about that too because people's like inhibitions are down. Like when you're the
Yeah.
only sober one, it's like the vibe and energy. Like it's just off.
No,
Clearly not on the same wavelength as the other people.
100%.
Yeah. Do people? This is random, but do people come up to you like and recognize you now?
At the bar, like, yes, it honestly has gotten to a point like because like I would always say the bar that I go to, I had to stop going to that bar because it got to a point where I'm not and I'm not trying to sit here being like, I'm so famous.
Right.
Like, absolutely not. But it's just obviously a lot of my audience is centered in New York and centered around like going out drinking style content. So then it's like, I would always talk about this one bar that I go to, and I'm not kidding. It would be like a line at the door of people being like, I came here because of you. And it was like so great, but it was honestly like to meet everybody. It was so fun to meet everybody, but it just got to a point where it was a little too overwhelming because I would just feel like I can't even like talk to my friends or anything like that because it was just like constantly meeting people. So I did have to stop going to that bar. But once I switched to the other, like a couple of different kind of vibe bars,
That you're not gonna tell people now.
yeah, I'm not gonna say where I'm going. I still meet people, but it's not as crazy as it like used to be.
Right. Yeah. I was just like that just reminded me of because when it was like height of the show, like drunk people
Oh my gosh.
are the worst when they come up to me. Like I'm happy to say hi to anyone, take a picture, whatever, like when I'm out, whatever.
Yeah.
But like drunk people literally will just like come up and like not even say anything to me, just like literally grab my body. And I'm like, there was this one time in Austin, like cities like that, like Austin or like Scottsdale, like those are like bad because I guess I don't know, a lot of people there watch The Bachelor.
Yeah.
But there was this like one time in Austin, I was out with my friends and like this guy was just like obliterated. And like I think he just didn't understand, like, you know, sometimes guys just like literally don't know their own strength in general, but like he was also drunk. So he just like ran up to me and like grabbed me and like it shook, like it scared me so bad that I ended up like I walked out of the bar and like started crying because it just like
Oh my
scared
God.
the shit like a grown man just like
Yeah, no.
yeah,
That's
drunk
so
people are
scary.
pretty bad.
Yeah, people obviously, especially when they're drunk, they just make like people do this. They cross boundaries a lot,
that's what it is.
and they don't know. Even like I've had people like literally I was at Firefly Music Fest.
Music festivals are bad.
I'm not a music festival girl. Like I did not even want to go, but my friend had to do a brand deal there, so I just went and tagged along with her so she could film this like content. And this girl was like clearly on so many drugs. I'm telling you, like her pupils were like her entire eye, and she was like, I love you. And then just started hugging on me and literally was like laying on me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just supporting all of her weight. And she like wouldn't get off of me. And I was like, ugh. And she seriously did that for 6 minutes and I couldn't get her off of me. It was so weird. And I was like, okay, like bye girl. And then she DM'd me a photo that she took with me the other day and was like had such a great time meeting you. I was like, do you remember that?
You're like, I didn't.
No, yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick break and then when we come back, we'll do Chill It Like Get It.
Okay.
Okay, our first person said, I love my boyfriend, but there's zero sexual chemistry. It takes a toll on our relationship. Should I stay or should I go?
You gotta go. I think
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just think if there's zero sexual chemistry, I feel like you gotta have a little something there. It doesn't have to be, I don't think it should be the like priority of the relationship, but I definitely think it's gotta be a part of it.
I think you're okay. If it's like zero, then you can't come back from that. I don't think it's gonna improve. She said it's taking a toll on her relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like if there's like maybe in the beginning, if you guys like had sexual chemistry, like I find it hard to believe that she got into this relationship with long enough to like fall in love and there was nothing.
I agree. Maybe you just lost the spark, and I think you can come back from that.
Yeah.
But I think if there's just zero and there's always been zero, it's like if you're gonna like marry this man, like you're gonna be like zero sexual chemistry for the rest of your life. I think that sounds pretty brutal.
I think, okay, so the advice is if you started out having sexual chemistry, you know when you like first hook up with someone and like it wasn't the best hookup you ever had, but you can tell there's potential for it to be fire. If there was potential, I think you could stick it out and make it work. If there's literally zero, which it sounds like because you wrote this into me, it sounds like it's weighing heavily on you.
Yeah.
Maybe don't. Also, it depends on how important sex is to you in a relationship. Some people don't care that much.
Yeah.
Like, it is a big part of, I guess, dating someone, I think, and like intimacy.
Personally, I agree. Yeah.
But some people don't care as much as others.
Yeah.
So, like, decide how important it is to you. I think it sounds like it is important. So I would probably just end it now before you get in any deeper. Yeah.
100%.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, girl.
I'm sorry. That sucks. Okay, the next one is I'm dating a guy who just got out of a 5-year relationship in August. Am I his rebound girl?
A 5-year relationship?
August. It's February now, so that's 5 months?
I mean, I think that's a decent amount of time for somebody to like somewhat heal. I don't even know if you ever fully heal from a 5-year relationship. I mean, it just depends. There's so many factors that go into that. Like, it could have been toxic. I don't know. I don't think you have to be the rebound, but it definitely, that's brutal.
I can speak on this because I was in a 5-year relationship.
Okay.
I definitely think you can get over it. You can get over it. But like the thing is with me, like not that I was like already 1 foot out the door, but like it took me almost a full year to finally decide to end it.
Okay.
Because like this person was my best friend. Like we lived together, like my first real serious boyfriend. Like I love him as a person. So like it took me a very long time to get to the point where I was like, okay, I'm sure about the decision. So by the time I got to the point of ending it, like it was over.
Okay, so you're saying you were dating for 4 years and then by the 5th year you were like kind of not having it anymore, and then when you finally got out of the relationship, you were like, I see that. Okay,
because I almost feel like sometimes in like long-term relationships like that, when you end it, it's like you had been thinking about it for a bit.
Yeah.
So like just because they just got out of the 5-year relationship technically in August, like mentally and emotionally, like might have been checked out a while ago.
That's so true.
And could be ready to date you.
Yeah. And I think it also depends on maybe who broke up with who. Like, if she just dumped him out of the blue, then maybe it might take him a lot longer to get over that. Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Need to know, like, who broke up with who, and I don't know.
Why they broke up, maybe a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I would say this is my answer to every advice question every week.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Like, literally just ask him more questions. Like, you don't have to grill this person. Sorry, I didn't. Oh, she did say it's a guy. You don't have to grill him and, like, need to know every detail about his past relationship, but like kind of try to get a vibe to see if he's over it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And just like talk about what you want. Like if you want a serious relationship, just be clear about like, hey, this is what I want. And like, if you're not ready for that, let me know now so I can dip.
Yeah. I think it also depends on his actions towards you. Like right now, if he's seeming very serious and really about you, then I think that's a great sign. But if he's not, maybe you are the rebound. I don't know.
Yeah. And like, what is the like level of the relationship? Like, are you guys just like hooking up and there's no labels on it right now? Like, did he tell you like, hey, I just got out of a 5-year relationship, so like, I don't want anything? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I like love to answer these questions, but then I'm like, I need more details.
It's just, I need like a hour-long story time from this girl before I can really give like full advice.
Okay, full advice is you're not necessarily the rebound girl.
Yeah.
Ask more questions, decide what you want, and then tell him what you want.
Yeah.
Amazing. Halley, you've been so great today. My final question for all my guests is there anything you want to be vulnerable about?
Ooh, okay. I feel like I like come off as a really confident person, but recently I found myself like being a little insecure, honestly, and especially like comparing myself to my friends. I think I've been in my comparing era, which I need to get out of, because like especially just like looks wise, I'll like see my friend and then I'm like, oh, I'm so much uglier than her. And it's like, I'm like having like dysmorphia about that, you know? And it's like, I'll be like, oh, I look so ugly. My friends are like, no, I feel the same way about myself. And like, I think you're so pretty. And I just like, I've been struggling with that a little bit, but I'm trying to get out of that. I'm like, girl, it's not that deep.
Yeah. What are the insecurities like specific? Is it like just looks or like?
Yeah, it's just, like honestly, like I think looks wise. Like I feel like I've always been a really confident person, like personality wise, and I don't really compare myself too much in that regard. But like looks wise, recently I've been just like a little in my comparing era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're stunning.
Thank you.
You don't need chin lipo, but if that makes you happy, I think you should. She's like, I don't care. I will be getting
That's something I've been thinking about for actually a really long time, so I'm like really excited about it.
Okay, I'm excited for you. No, I think that's super relatable because I don't know. Like I know in my mind it's dumb to compare myself to other people. Like I know it's dumb. I know it's like not helpful. I know it puts me in a negative space, but it's just like, and I don't know if it's our jobs.
It is 100%. I think that plays into it a lot.
For sure. Yeah. It's like we have to be on camera all the time.
Yeah.
And then like our friends are like doing, I more compare myself to like what other people are doing and what I'm not doing.
I do that too, for sure. Like I definitely feel that way a lot where I'm like, I feel like I'm trying so hard and I'm working so hard and then I see other people get opportunities and I'm like, oh, like, am I not doing enough? I do that all the time.
Yeah. We have to stop. I'm over it. I don't want to be in a comparing era.
No, yeah, 100%. It needs to just stop because honestly, you have to think like people are probably doing the same thing to you and thinking like,
for sure.
Oh, like I wish I was like that. And we all compare each other.
Yeah. I could literally sit here and be like, oh my God, I don't have 900,000 followers on TikTok. I just did it when you said that. Yeah. I'm like, I only have 31K. Yeah, no. We're all beautiful and special in our own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, ew, we're done with comparing. But thank you for sharing. Tell everyone where they can find you so they can be your bestie on TikTok.
Yeah. My TikTok is at Halley Kate and my Instagram is different. It's at Halley KMCG. I also have a podcast Chelsea's going to come on. It's at Hot Girl Talks Podcast.
Oh my God, I forgot about the pod. We're going to do like a little podcast swap situation.
100%.
Their podcast is like her and two other co-hosts and they kind of just like talk shit about like, you guys just like talk about what's going on in your lives.
Oh yeah, we'll just fully air everything out going on in our lives. Like dating lives, like anything.
I love that because it's so different than mine.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I can't wait to go on. Okay, if you guys want to find me, it's at Chelsea Vaughn, at Chelsea Vaughn _ on TikTok. And we're on YouTube at Vulnerable Pod. Also, please rate the podcast. I need all the ratings I can get so that other people can find us. And thank you guys for listening and being here. We will see you guys next episode.
Bye.
Bye.